Hello friends, hope you all doing fine. Today I'm coming up with my next video which will talk about the exit exam questions for medical first aid and shipmasters Medicare. I'll be generally putting up more sets. This is just one set of 30 questions. And in your exit exam also there will be 30 questions asked, out of which 15 minimum need to be correct for you to pass the exam. Now this course comes after the e-learning and the practicals. E-learning you need to complete at the DG website, and the practicals you need to attend at any MTI of your choice. These questions are included in the medical first aid, shipmasters Medicare, and full course and the refresher as well. So these questions are actually helpful before you go for your exit exam. Okay, let's start with the questions now. First one, you are alone and administering CPR to an adult victim. How many chest compressions and how many inflations should you administer in each sequence? The answer is 15 compressions, then 2 inflations. B. Second question, a patient in shock should not be placed in which position? The options are on their side if unconscious, head down and feet up, no injuries to face or head, flat on their back with head and feet at the same level, arms above their head. So the answer is arms above their head. Question number 3. When giving mouth-to-mouth rescue breathing to an adult, you should breathe at a rate of how many breaths per minute? Well, it is 12 breaths per minute. Question number 4. The rescuer can best provide an airtight seal during mouth-to-mouth resuscitation by pinching the victim's nostrils and, out of the options, the answer is C, applying his mouth tightly over the victim's mouth. Question number 5. When applying chest compressions on an adult victim during CPR, the sternum should be depressed about, well, it is 1.5 to 2 inches. So the option D, 1.5 to 2 inches is the answer. This should be shown to you during the practicals at the MTI as well. Question number 6. You are administering chest compressions during CPR. Where on the victim's body should the pressure be applied? Well, the answer is A, lower half of the sternum. Question 7. Changing rescuers while carrying out artificial respiration should be done. Answer is without losing the rhythm of respiration. Question number 8. The most important element in administering CPR is. Answer is B, starting the treatment quickly. As soon as you go, you should immediately start with the CPR. The victim will not have much time for us to plan the treatment or everything. So the first thing we should immediately start. Question number 9. Before CPR is started, you should establish an open airway, treat any bleeding wounds, ensure the victim is conscious, make the victim comfortable. Well, establish an open airway. So A is the answer. Question number 10. You are attempting to administer CPR to a victim. When you blow into his mouth, it is apparent that no air is getting into the lungs. What should you do? Blow harder to force the air past the tongue. Raise the victim's head higher than his feet. Press on the victim's lungs so that air pressure will blow out any obstruction. Retip the head and try again. You should retip the head and try again. Question number 11. Antiseptics are used principally to speed healing, prevent infection, reduce inflammation, increase blood circulation. Answer is prevent infection. B. Question number 12. A tourniquet should be used to control bleeding only. Answer is B, when all other means have failed. Question number 13. A seaman has a small gaping laceration of the arm that is not bleeding excessively. What can be done as an alternative to suturing or to suturing to close the wound? The answer is D, apply butterfly strips, then a sterile dressing. Question number 14. First aid treatment for small cuts and open wounds is to, the answer is stop the bleeding, clean, medicate, and cover the wound. Question number 15. A person has suffered a laceration of the arm. Severe bleeding has been controlled by using a sterile dressing and direct pressure. What should you do next? The answer is apply a pressure bandage over the dressing. Question number 16. In all but the most severe cases, bleeding from a wound should be controlled by, the answer is applying direct pressure to the wound. Anywhere you see bleeding, you should apply direct pressure so that the blood is not lost. Question 17. Bleeding from a vein may be ordinarily controlled by applying direct pressure to the wound. Again, same. Question 18. A person suffering from possible broken bones and internal injuries should, the answer is C, not be moved but made comfortable until medical assistance arrives. Question number 19. What is the primary purpose of a splint applied in first aid? Well, it is used to immobilize a fracture. So you all must have seen a splint. So to make sure that, once a bone is broken, it is not moved or dislocated from its original place. So to immobilize that fracture or that crack in your bone, a splint is used. Question number 20. Which statement is correct with respect to inserting an airway tube? Answer is A. Only a trained person should attempt to insert an airway tube. Question 21. Since electrical burn victims may be in shock, the first medical response is to check for, well, it's to check for breathing and heartbeat. So B is the answer. Question number 22. Basic emergency care for third degree electrical burn is to, the answer is C, cover the burned area with a clean cloth and transport the patient to a medical facility. Question number 23. When a patient has an electrical burn, it is important to, answer is A, look for a second burn which may have been caused by the current passing through the body. Question 24. When a rescuer finds an electrical burn victim in the vicinity of live electrical equipment or wiring, his first step is to get assistance to shut down electrical power in the area. C. When you see an electrical burn victim in the vicinity, don't just go and try to help the victim. First, make sure that the electrical power in that area is shut off because you don't want to become the next victim. So make sure that when you are approaching the victim, you are safe to do so. And after that, only start with your treatment or first aid. Question number 25. For a victim who is coughing and gagging as a result of partial obstruction of the airway by a foreign body, a potential rescuer should, well, the answer is D, immediately give 4 abdominal thrusts. Question 26. Basic emergency care for an electrical burn is to, answer is cover the burned area with a clean cloth and transport the patient to a medical facility. This is when the patient has an electrical burn. Question 27. You have found a person laying prone and not breathing. An electric wire is touching the victim. Which of the actions listed is the first thing you should do? An electric wire is touching the victim. The same point which we discussed earlier. You should not directly just go and grab the patient or just try to help him. First, make sure that the electrical supply is shut off. So first, what you will do? The answer is D. Shut off the power or remove the wire from the victim. Question 28. In the International Code of Signals, what does a group of 3 letters indicate? Well, a group of 3 letters will indicate medical signal code. Question number 29. A man has suffered a burn on the arm. There is extensive damage to the skin with tearing present. How is the injury classified using standard medical terminology? The answer is it's a third degree burn. Like in medical terms, you will say third degree burn. Question number 30. Since electrical burn victims may be in shock, what is the first medical indicator to check for? Breathing and heartbeat. That is the first thing you check for. Okay, guys, so these are the 30 questions which will be helpful for your exit exam for medical first aid and Shipmasters Medicare. Even if it is a fresh course or the refresher, these questions tend to come in all the exams. I mean, some of them will come because there are question sets which are asked. So hopefully this video will help you. And if it does, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if possible, leave a comment for me if you want to say anything. All the best, guys, and hope you pass your exit exam. Take care.